waffling on there a little bit. So let's get back down to this. So we've got 2,250 calories to spend during the day. What we're going to suggest to you to do, spread it up evenly. Not necessarily evenly mathematically wise, but like how it would be most beneficial for you. So let's try and use 250 calories in the morning, okay? So we're going to subtract 250. So now we're going to take away all that pen didn't work. We're going to subtract 250 off that. So now we spent some of our money, right? Minus 250. Then what we're going to do is we're then going to have lunch. Everyone's got to have lunch at some point. Because if you never have breakfast in the morning, the first meal you ever have will count as your breakfast, you know? So we've had 250. Now we've got 2,000 left. I suggest you have maybe 900 or less for lunch, and then you save the rest for your dinner and enjoy your dinner, you know? And now the key bit is, what are we gonna have for dinner? You can go for the God tier thing, you know, have the chicken, rice and broccoli. And to be honest, sometimes you just got to do things you don't like to do for the outcome, because ultimately you're not trying to do this for the rest of your life. If you wanted this cut for the moment, because when you start seeing the results, you'll see that it's worth it. It's hard at the start because you can't see any results, but when you start seeing the six pack, when you start, you know, pulling girls and that in the club or whatever, I don't know what you do, but like when you start seeing progress in your body, you'll then be motivated to carry on and keep going. Because when you can't see any progress, you think, what the fuck's the point of this? This guy's just waffling. And most people, that's true. But you have to have some willpower and resilience for anything to work, whether that's bulking, cutting, or even anything in general. Because people nowadays have no resilience and people just give up at any hurdle. And I'm not trying to be David Goggins or anyone like that. I mean, I do love the guy. He's probably one of my favourite people. But, you know, you've sort of got to have a bit of heart. Otherwise, especially nowadays, it's so easy. I think this is a quite I've heard anyway. It's like, it's so easy to be great nowadays because everyone's so weak. I think Mike Tyson said that, but I'm not quite sure. Anyway, let's go back to this. So we've already spent, you know, 1,000 something calories, right? So now we want to have the chicken, rice, broccoli. We could go down that route, or we go to spaghetti. That's always a good one because you got your meat, you got your carbs. And when you go for dessert, right, you sort of want to be looking at something like a protein yogurt. I get them from Lidl. They're very nice. Something like that's pretty handy. I would say that's pretty good. You don't particularly want something that's sweet or chocolatey. Well, sweet's all right. It's chocolatey is the issue, because what will happen is your teeth will get like, it's almost like crack cocaine, right? You know, you're not going to be like, you have a little bit of it and then all you want to do is have more, but you got to nip it in the butt because it's not worth it. Because that little bit of chocolate that you have is really going to set back your diet. You know, you could go out drinking with the boys, right? I think Sam Sulek said something like, you know, always be the designated driver because it's worth it. Because is it optimal for gains? That's what you have to think about. That chocolate might set you back, you know. So try to have something sweet. I have strawberry yogurts. They're pretty good. I know yogurt's got a lot of sugar in them. If we go Mike Mensa style, you know, we look quite in depth into it. That might not be ideal, but you know, there's nothing bad in having something that's a little bit sweeter, especially if you've been eating pretty, not bland, but sort of safe all day. And the thing you have to remember is, let's turn off. Oh shit. Food is fuel, right? So Jay Cutler is a good example. He eats because he has to. He doesn't eat necessarily what he wants to, but he does because he has to fuel the engine, if you like. So that's when it comes down to the food. Now, how we're going to get rid of the fat is a different story.